kindergarten. And she had to come to the school, and she did, and they told her that for some reason I like tested higher than anyone ever did in the abstract. So she reminded me recently, and I'm like, so that sums it up. I just don't have logical thinking.
Right.
You had good finger painting skills.
I loved finger painting. That was like one of my favorite things.
That was a very fun thing.
I love finger painting.
So what did they test you in?
I don't know. I don't remember. I have no idea. I was 5 years old. I didn't even know I tested high in it. It was probably fun for me.
Oh, okay.
But I did bad on every other test. I don't test well. Do you?
No, I don't test well at all.
I mean, I did pass my permit the first time.
Right.
I tested well on that.
That's good.
I guess.
I don't think I did. I
passed my driving test the first time too.
I did the second time for me.
See, I did.
You know why? Well, for me, the first time, what happened was I got into the car, and the guy who was going to test me, I couldn't reach the gas pedal. So I had to move. I couldn't get the thing forward. So the guy said, "Okay, get out of the car." And then you get automatic fail. Yeah, it was all I knew. Exact said forget. And then when I took off, he said the first thing he said to me when he says you forgot. I did the signaling, to get out of the spot, and then he said to me, you didn't put your hand out. So I knew right then and there so he failed me. I went down that day to motor vehicle, and I told the woman down there, and I said, it's possible to get me a closer appointment. She gave it to me second time I passed. I'll never forget how elated I felt. I was coming home. I know my grandfather took me. We did it in his car, and
we did it in his car.
Yeah, we did the driving test.
God, everything's dirty.
Isn't it? Rue's mine.
God.
We did. We did the driving test. We used his car. That's what I meant.
That's better.
Yeah. We'll edit that. And I just remember being so happy. This was like the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Like all of a sudden I passed my driving, I was going to have a license. So my mother had a car. She had a Rambler, and back in those days, those cars were really kind of funky. And I remember I drove to the beauty parlor, and my mother said when she got out of the car, she went into the beauty parlor and she said, "I need a drink." And that was my first.
Mother's little helper.
Yeah, she really liked my driving.
Nice.
So, but back to your question.
Right. So you've had an interesting week as far as doing things on the fly and on the whim, and it being successful for you. Right?
Aww.
Extremely successful.
You mean like meeting Ellen Cumming?
Ellen Cumming,
Lisa.
Right.
Yeah, you got to roll with the punch. I guess I once read somewhere, why does the shoe? Wait, there's that saying the shoe has to fall, or what is it? Like if something goes well, then you always think, oh, well, then something's gonna. But I read somewhere, no, it doesn't have to. Just because something goes well, it means that other things can go well. The shoe doesn't have to fall off or drop. We think so much like yin yang or whatever, but yin and yang doesn't mean good or bad. Yin and yang are both good. So it's just you have to retrain your thinking, which is what I meditate a lot, and I constantly try to retrain my thinking because bullshit happens every day. I told you from the beginning of this show, my entire life is April Fool's.
So when bullshit happens, what's your first thought? What's the first thing you think?
I feel responsible. In keeping it together. So by keeping it together,
how do you do that? If you're not organized, what's your first thing? How do you keep something organized that can't be organized? What do you do?
I just talk a lot. I used to get in trouble for talking too much also. So, that was kindergarten, right? It went downhill after kindergarten for me because in first grade, I used to get in trouble all the time for talking too much. And I remember my teacher, she had the desks all in a perimeter around the classroom. I used to get in trouble, and I used to have to push my desk into the room so I would have no one next to me, so I couldn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And I remember that.
How many times was your seat moved?
Oh, too many times.
They couldn't
And
find
I
the
used to be
spot
in
for
the
it.
middle of the room, so I wouldn't have a neighbor. So I can talk a lot. And I guess I can talk my way in and out of situations.
And that's why you have an
that's right. I
That's
guess
how it works.
I think
People like just hearing interesting talk.
I
think
guess
that's what it is.
so. I guess so.
It works.
It's like, I don't know, things just come out of my mouth. I almost feel like I have Tourette's half the time because I never know what the fuck is coming out of my mouth.
Right.
And I just go with it because I feel responsible to make this a fun show. And I just believe in ReW WhO. And I never even picked to do this. I had no idea I would be having a show. I was
Right.
asked to be a co-host, and then that person left, and it became my show. So I feel like this show has a life of its own, and it just chose me to keep it going.
Mhm.
And then with Joey's Spirit, when we moved to Otto Shrunken Head, he's having it. This is a lesson learned.
This is a great place, by the way. I really
Otto's
love
is
it.
the
I
best.
love this place. It's so homey here.
I know. I always want to put a bed here because I'm here more than I'm
Sleep
anywhere
right over
else.
there, I think.
Yeah, on the couch. Yeah. So, but what other questions you have? Today happens to be, believe it or not, National Chocolate
Fucked Up
Powder Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we brought these little peeps to dip in the powder. So, Dave, do you got a new skeleton to get some powder? I mean, we were thinking of ways what we could do with the brown powder. I mean, you could smoke it, snort it, but.
Well, I can tell you that I told my doctor. I told my boss that I had a doctor's appointment, an early doctor's appointment.
There you go. I wanted to bring matzah too because this is the Easter Passover show, but we only got the pizza. I wanted to bring matzah to dip in the chocolate too, so that's another thing that messed up today. I just didn't do it because I didn't want a whole box of matzah. I just wanted like a couple of sheets of matzah,
Matzah's at an all-time high now. You can get like 5 boxes for like $3 or something.
Oh, really? Where?
Yeah, anywhere.
Queens?
Yeah, you can forget about Manhattan. It's crazy. The prices here are insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I would stop.
You gotta go to Harlem for some matzah.
If you want to go on a diet, live in Manhattan because you go into a store. Gracie's, is that the name of the place? Gracie's. That place is ridiculous.
What place isn't ridiculous?
No, but that place is totally ridiculous. In fact, where my girlfriend lives, there's a Fairway now that just came in there, and I walk by this other store, and I just say to myself, you're going to be out of business soon, because this is karma. Okay, this is it.
So how was the chocolate powder on the peep?
It was pretty good, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just feel like this thing's looking at me. It's kind of like an alive thing. I don't know.
The chickens bite its head. That's how I do it with animal crackers.
I know, right?
Oh.
How did you land on the National Food Day thing? How did you decide?
How did I pick it? Well, when I started the show, it started as a different show, as I said, and I just, for the first even episode, I needed something just to go by because I just needed some kind of, I guess as unorganized as I am, I'm pretty organized in my own unorganized way, and I just felt that I needed some kind of facts to celebrate the day because I just felt every day has value and importance to it.
Right.
And by doing it the first time, I realized how much cool stuff happens on every day in history. And I, being the eclectic-minded person I am, I like weird facts that do not go together. So like when the show started, the co-host was actually wanting me to focus more on just musical facts. And every time I'd come in with some other fact like this, like Tony Curtis undergoes heart bypass surgery on this day. Now, Tony Curtis, I have his birthday. So of course that's an important fact to me. And I went to school with Jamie Lee.
Oh,
So
maybe.
like, when
When
I see something like that, I see this goes to this, this goes to that. That's exactly how my mind works.
That's actually a test on IQ test. It's part of an IQ test.
I don't know my IQ,
Yeah.
but I guess somebody must know it. I don't really care.
Yeah.
It's either high or low.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, I wonder if they test you on different days, if it's a different result.
That's a good question.
Because I don't believe in testing 100%. I
If I
Blood
can
test.
interject, I
blood
think
test,
that
I definitely do not believe.
No, I mean your blood type. That's not
Blood
a test.
type?
Yeah, that's a test.
You know what? I bet if you ate something weird, it could even alter that. Science
that's
and
true.
am I right?
I
I'm
think
just
that-
guessing,
Well, if I can interject, the thing is that like think about the work week. I mean, when are you the most productive? Are you the most productive on Monday or on Friday? It seems like this gradual thing comes up, and then that would be the day to test you when you're at your maximum.
At your peak.
At your peak.
So you could be peaking at like 3 a.m.
Right. That's true. I'm peaking all the time, actually.
You are?
But
have another peak.
I'm peaking all the time.
Exactly.
Can I ask a question? I don't know if you brought this up, but how was your trip to Europe? I know you had gone there.
I did go there. I went to London. I actually have my little London wrist.
Awesome.
It was great. It was great. I had 2 gigs and I did a ReW WhO second UK edition.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. We had bloody fabulous guests, and it's all up on the YouTube channel that you can subscribe to. And they've asked me back.
That's wonderful.
So we're working on getting another voyage over the big pond to go back. And
You've had other people ask you to come over to their country.
I have. Australia's been asking. France has asked. Lots of cities have asked for us to come there and do the ReW WhO. And we're actually working on that. And now I feel like I should be Soupy Sales and dig into your pockets and support ReW WhO because we are looking for our fairy god sponsor, and we know you're out there. And we know how to work on a very moderate budget, even though we make it look big budget, and we can do it. And we've got a team that we want to bring the team with us.
Great team, yeah.
It works better as a team, and this team rocks, man. And we want to travel the world, highlighting rising stars and living legends in every single town, city, country, worldwide, and bring them global to the World Wide Web too. So we're going to take a quick break. And the ReW WhO crew played as a band at Otto's Open Mic a couple weeks ago, and it blew me away. And I really want the ReW crew band to travel the world and do ReW WhOs with it. And it's going to happen. It has to. So April Fool's to you, motherfucker.
All right.
Yeah, we'll be back.
We'll be back.